and welcome back. In this Black Excellist presentation, we will highlight 20 trailblazing Black chefs.
Welcome to blackexcellist.com, the site where we share Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
The DailyMail and New York Times recently compiled a list of Black trailblazers in the kitchen, both past and present, who broke barriers by achieving first while cooking food that celebrate and reflect their African heritage. These accomplished chefs were able to achieve milestones that include penning top-selling books, earning nominations for cooking competitions, and making a name for themselves in the world of food. They are among a growing army of talented Black chefs across the country who were able to move past the Eurocentric traditions and preferences that many absorbed in culinary school, making their voices heard and food savored in new, unimaginable ways. In this original Black Excellist video, we will be featuring Black chefs who are pioneers in America's culinary arena. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Mariya Russell. Mariya Russell became the first African-American woman to earn a Michelin star in 2020 for her work as a chef de cuisine of the popular Chicago bar Kumiko and its sister restaurant Kiko. Her dishes are known as luxe small bites that showcase Japanese technique, ingredients, and flavors. Russell understands that representation is very important in an industry that systematically undervalues African Americans and women. She does not deny that there is inherent pressure of running a celebrated restaurant as a Black woman, especially in the city of Chicago. But through all of the ups and downs, she's found happiness in making good food for people and making them feel like they're at home. Number 2. Edna Lewise. Known as the Grande Dame of Southern cooking, Edna Lewise was among the first African-American women from the South to pen a cookbook that did not hide the author's true name, gender, or race, according to the National Women's History Museum. Lewis spent more than 75 years in the culinary world, where she was hailed as an esteemed chef in many popular restaurants, published 3 highly acclaimed cookbooks, and won multiple James Beard Awards. Lewis died at 89 years old in 2006, but her legacy lives on. In fact, a first edition of one of her most famous cookbooks, In Pursuit of Flavor, is featured at the Smithsonian Institute's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Number 3. Darryl Evans. Darryl Evans was the first African American to participate in the International Culinary Olympics in Frankfurt, Germany, where he won 3 gold medals and 1 silver medal in 1998 and 1992, according to the African American Chefs Hall of Fame, to which he was inducted. He continued his culinary career as a chef's apprentice with the American Culinary Federation at the Cherokee Town and Country Club. He was later appointed executive chef, a position he held at several restaurants, country clubs, and 4-star establishments. Evans passed away in 2014 at 52 years old. Number 4. Marcus Samuelsson. In the 1990s, Marcus Samuelsson received a 3-star rating from the New York Times at 25 years old, the youngest person to receive such an accolade at the time, for his food at the high-end Scandinavian restaurant Aquavit. He currently owns and operates Red Rooster Harlem in New York City, along with a number of other restaurants. In 2016, Samuelsson was inducted into the James Beard Foundation Who's Who of Food and Beverage in America. He is the co-founder and co-producer of the annual Food and Culture Festival, Harlem Eat Up. He also has his own show on PBS, No Passport Required, helping him become one of the biggest celebrity food stars of the past decade. Number 5. Leah Chase. Leah Chase, also known as the Queen of Creole Cuisine, was the executive chef and co-owner of the Dookie Chase's restaurant in New Orleans, one of the most historic restaurants in America. Chase was an acclaimed cookbook author and appeared on cooking shows with nationally recognized chefs, including Julia Child. She was awarded for both her work as a chef and in public service. When African Americans were denied a seat in New Orleans restaurants in the 50s and 60s, she cooked for them and fed meals to civil rights workers on the front lines. Chase died in June 2019, but Dookie's continues to be a stomping ground for regulars, locals, and tourists like Barack Obama. Number 6. Joe Randall. A living legend, Joe Randall is known by many as the Dean of Southern Cuisine, and he's been cooking up Southern dishes in Savannah, Georgia since 1999. Randall climbed the ranks from Air Force flight line kitchens to executive chef at dozens of restaurants, including the award-winning Cloister Restaurant. His passion for people and cooking runs so deep, he opened his own cooking school in 2000. Randall's cookbook, A Taste of Heritage, The New African American Cuisine, is on permanent display at the Smithsonian Institute's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Randall is also the president of A Taste of Heritage Foundation, which sponsors the African American Chefs Hall of Fame. Number 7. Patrick Clark. Patrick Clark was the first Black chef to win a James Beard Best Chef Award, which he took home for the Mid-Atlantic region in 1994. Following this massive accomplishment, Clark was offered the position of executive chef at Tavern on the Green, one of the country's most successful restaurants at the time. Clark then took over the kitchen of Washington, D.C.'s prestigious Hay Adams Hotel, which led him to later catering meals at the White House. His 1998 obituary names him one of America's most beloved chefs. Number 8. Mashama Bailey. Mashama Bailey, executive chef and partner of The Gray in Savannah, Georgia, spent many years cooking throughout New York City's restaurant scene. At The Gray, Bailey has earned a number of awards, including the James Beard Foundation's Best Chef Southeast Award in 2019. She also serves as vice chairman on the board of the Edna Lewise Foundation, which preserves and celebrates the legacy of the late chef who influenced Bailey's menu at The Gray. Number 9. Carla Hall. Carla Hall has been called the most visible Black person in food. She's known for her stint on Bravo's Top Chef, her time as co-host on ABC's Emmy award-winning show The Chew, and appearances on Good Morning America. Aside from her 3 popular cookbooks, she's a judge on a number of shows and specials. In 2018, her book, Carla Hall's Soul Food, Every Day in Celebration, received an NAACP Image Awards nomination. Number 10. Bryant Terry. Bryant Terry is a James Beard Award-winning chef and author known for advocating for a more healthy and sustainable food system. Since 2015, he has been the chef in residence at the Museum of the African Diaspora in San Francisco, where he creates content about food, farming, health, activism, and culture. His 4th book, Afro-Vegan, was chosen as one of the best cookbooks of the year in 2014 by Amazon. In 2016, business media brand Fast Company included Bryant among the 9 people who are changing the future of food. Number 11. Edouardo Jordan. After Edouardo Jordan opened June Baby in Seattle in 2017, he received Best Chef Northwest and Best New Restaurant awards from the James Beard Foundation in 2018, making him the first Black chef to win the Best New Restaurant award. Jordan's menus are inspired by cuisine from France, Italy, the American South, and the Caribbean, and can be described as upscale modern takes on classic soul food. Number 12. Kwami Onwuachi. Kwami Onwuachi emerged from his Top Chef Season 13 run ready to take on the food world. In 2019, he published a memoir titled Notes from a Young Black Chef. That same year, he received the James Beard Award for Rising Star Chef of the Year. His training at some of the top restaurants in the country shows at his Washington, D.C. restaurant, Kith Kin, where his food is a nod to Afro-Caribbean and Creole food, as well as the African diaspora. Number 13. Robert W. Lee. In the 1930s and 40s, Robert W. Lee was one of the African-American chefs brought north by wealthy restaurant owners at a time when executive chefs were mostly European. Up until World War II, Lee worked as executive chef at the Harrisburger Hotel in Pennsylvania, where he made the menus, did all the hiring, and trained hundreds of African-American chefs. During the war, Lee received a medal from President Franklin D. Roosevelt for the large number of troops he taught how to cook. Lee died in November 1999, and his famous crab cake recipe lives on with his legacy. Number 14. Nina Compton. On the 11th season of Bravo's Top Chef in New Orleans, Nina Compton may have come in second place, but she was voted fan favorite. Since then, she has opened 2 restaurants, Compere Le Pain and Bywater American Bistro in the Big Easy, utilizing flavors from her Caribbean roots on the menus. Compton was named one of Food and Wine magazine's Best New Chefs 2017. And Compère La Pain was named Best New Restaurant by both New Orleans Magazine and the Times-Picayune. She also won a prestigious James Beard Foundation Award for Best Chef in the South in 2018. Number 15, Leon West. Leon West went from being a busboy and dishwasher in 1962 at a diner in his hometown of Boston to receiving the President's Medallion from the American Culinary Federation for culinary excellence in 2011. Between those moments in 1962 and 2011, West received Chef of the Year honors from the American Culinary Federation New Orleans chapter in 1996 and served as executive chef of the Taste of the NFL in 2002. He is known as one of New Orleans' most talented chefs. Number 16, Tregaye Fraser. One of the things you may not know about the Food Network is that Tregaye Fraser was the first Black woman to win Food Network Star in the show's 12th season. She has also been a competitor on the show's Cutthroat Kitchen and Guy's Grocery Games. Fraser attended Le Cordon Bleu for culinary school, but soon realized her love for cooking came from her grandmother's meals and love for fusion cuisine, which set her apart from other formally trained chefs. Number 17, J.J. Johnson. J.J. Johnson is a James Beard-nominated chef known for creating simple cuisine with bold flavors, inspired by the Caribbean food he grew up cooking with his Puerto Rican grandmother. Johnson's fast casual restaurant concept, Field Trip, is a Harlem spot that showcases heirloom rice from around the world. He's also one of the chefs for BuzzFeed's Tasty platform that is followed by millions of people and hosts Just Eats with Chef JJ on TV One's new network, Clio TV. Number 18, Nyesha J Arrington. Chef Nyesha J Arrington has absolutely adored the kitchen since she was just a little girl. Arrington, born in Southern California to a multicultural family, was introduced to diverse foods such as bulgogi, octopus, and homemade kimchi. Exposure to a variety of culinary experiences, she has always been inspired to integrate flavors and techniques from around the world, thus creating a personal style that is unparalleled. A graduate of the prestigious culinary school at the Art Institute of California, Los Angeles in 2001, she has cooked with legendary French chef Joël Robuchon at his Michelin and Mobile Award-winning Las Vegas restaurants. Arrington is an ardent believer in using farm-fresh, locally sourced ingredients and not afraid to bring in products from around the world, as it is the best way to draw global inspiration when creating her works of art. Number 19, Jerome Grant. Jerome Grant is an American chef in Washington, D.C., most notable as Sweet Home Cafe's inaugural executive chef of the historic National Museum of African American History and Culture. Grant and his recipes have been featured in the Washington Post, Time Magazine, the New York Times, Bon Appetit, National Geographic Channel, and Travel and Leisure magazine, among other notable publications. Grant was a recipient of the Star Chef's Rising Star Award for the D.C. Chesapeake region in 2018. Number 20, Makini Howell. Makini Howell is a lifelong vegan, chef, restaurateur, community leader, and plant-based food advocate. Since 2009, Makini's flagship restaurant, Plum Bistro, has grown from its tiny footprint in Seattle's vibrant Capitol Hill neighborhood into an international plant-loving food movement. Makini has had the unique opportunity to serve as chef to the stars, cooking for celebrities such as Stevie Wonder, Serena Williams, and Queen Latifah. She is also a culinary advisor for companies like Google, where she helps chefs develop new plant-forward food programs. Makini's passion for building community through a shared love of food has led her to create recipes in a cookbook that makes it easy for anyone to create delicious and satisfying plant-based food at home.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed with us until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.